Who gets some of that money? Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room? Because your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISIS Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding. If you think that the program under Operation Enduring Sentinel, entitled Women's Scholarship Endowment, which receives $60 million annually, or the Young Women Lead, which gets about $5 million annually, is going to women who, by the way, if you read the Inspector General's report, is telling you that the Taliban does not allow women to speak in public. Yet somehow you're believing, and American people are supposed to believe, that this money is going for the betterment of the women in Afghanistan. It is not. You are funding terrorism, and it's coming through USAID. And it's not just Afghanistan, because Pakistan's right next door. USAID spent $840 million in the last 20 years on Pakistan's education-related program. It includes $136 million to build 120 schools, of which there is zero evidence that any of them were built. Why would there be any evidence? The Inspector General can't get in to see them. But you know what? We doubled down and spent $20 million from USAID to create educational television programs for children unable to attend the physical school. Yeah, they can't attend it because it doesn't exist. You paid for it. Somebody else got the money. You are paying for terrorism. This has got to end. I yield, Mr. Chairman.
Welcome, great and lovely people of Biafra, lovers of freedom. So the United States of America has stopped funding of African countries, the US aid that is coming to various African countries. The essence or the reason for this is that the aid is used by top politicians to sponsor terrorism, and the remaining of the money goes directly to their purse without achieving the goal for which that money is meant to achieve. Rep. Perry, in his statement, also stated that Boko Haram was one of the beneficiaries of this US aid, indirectly indicting the Nigerian government and then stating it clearly that somehow, somewhere, someone in the government receiving this aid is directly sponsoring the activities of Boko Haram terrorists in Nigeria. Now, I want you to cast your mind back to when Goodluck Ebele Jonathan complained heavily about the interference of the Barack Obama government at the time in his position or request in his quest to becoming the president for the second time. I want you to listen to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
The level of interference by the Obama's government was very overwhelming. It's not as if I couldn't have won the election even with that. But if by my own thinking and also the way some other people look at it, they go outside the normal diplomatic relationship, then it should be mentioned. Sending that person to Nigeria at the eve of election, after Obama even issued a statement directing Nigerians to vote for the next chapter, that tells you something. And we should not sweep this things under the carpet. If a foreign country, whether African country or even America or any other country, interferes with our own elections, we should mention it. Immediately the Chibok issue came up, we expect Nigerians to be concerned. How do we get these girls out? Within a couple of days, we saw people going to the US with Bring Back Our Girls placards. How? Why? And of course, the Mrs. Obama received one of those placards. I cannot take responsibility for the abduction. I don't control Boko Haram. They are criminals. But as a president, of course, you know, it's not the president that go to the field. You have security and intelligence officers that do the work. Let me admit that, yes, maybe they do their best, but their best was not good enough for us to recover the girls. That does not mean that I'm trying to remove myself from any blame. Yes, I may not be blamed for the action, but I could be blamed that my security and intelligence system were not strong enough to be able to rescue.
Do you all remember how they frustrated the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's regime? Do you all remember how the Chibok girls and how they were abducted and all the propaganda during that period? Over hundreds of girls were kidnapped, and the security agencies claimed to not have noticed the movement of these girls. Now, they now had to blame Ebele Jonathan. And Ebele Jonathan came out to now say, okay, please, let us have a confab. Let us have a meeting, a general meeting of stakeholders of various communities in the country so that we can come and deliberate and know how to solve issues. They refused. Those from the north refused. Have you seen where the problem was coming from? And then through the Usaid, Obama's government was supporting, funding and supporting without knowing that this aid was being used to fund Boko Haram. And now the American Rep Perry is now telling us clearly that the reason why this aid was paused was that they have discovered that it is being used to fund terrorism. Now, that is, I think, part of the discovery of DOGE, formed by the President of the United States, the Department of Government Efficiency, headed by Elon Musk. So I want you to also listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said here.
Now the zoo is in trouble and he is telling you what happened. The same thing Obama did to Libya. The same thing Obama did to Libya to destroy Libya and plant terror. Is exactly the same thing he did in the zoo by putting in the late dead Buhari. I want you to follow this very carefully. Exactly what I told you that night. When I said that Obama was interfering in the elections, some fools could not understand what I was saying. They said, oh, he's just making it up. Has it not been confirmed from the mouth of an ex-president, from Jonathan's mouth itself? And I want that broadcast found tonight. My broadcast of the eve of the election of 2015 and the one I made on that same night when they were going to polls and voting. You will hear it.
The level of interference by the Obama's government was very overwhelming. It's not as if I couldn't have won the election even with that. But if by my own thinking and also the way some other people look at it, they go outside the normal diplomatic relationship, then it should be mentioned.
Now, do you now have an idea of a certain religion that causes problem everywhere around the world? And many people are distancing themselves from this certain religion. I want you to hear from this man.
How many refugees has Poland taken?
0.
And you're proud of that?
If you are asking me about Muslims illegal immigration, none, not even one will come to Poland, not even one if it's illegal. We took over 2 million Ukrainians who are working, who are peaceful in Poland. We will not receive even one Muslim because this is what we promised.
But I asked not about illegal immigrants, I asked about refugees. And Jean-Claude Juncker, the Commission President, says that you're racist. You sound proud of the fact that you haven't taken any refugees.
Of course, because this is what our people are expecting from our government. That's number one. This is why our government was elected. But this is why Poland is so safe. This is the reason why we had not even one terrorist attack. Look at the streets in Poland, and we can be called populists, nationalists, racists. I don't care. I care about my family and about my country.
What else do you need to realize the real culprit, the real cause of problems? Ab initio, even from our forefathers. What else? Even when Poland are distancing themselves from a certain religion, saying, have you not seen how safe their community has become when they completely stopped the influx of Muslims into their country? Have you not seen how safe their country is? This has always been the clear information about who is responsible for the chaos around the world. Someone once said that all terrorists are Muslims, but not all Muslims are terrorists. So it boils down to the fact that 100% of them are from this certain religion, but then not all members of the religion are actually terrorists. In any case, you may really not find any terrorists from other religion except from that certain religion. So what do? Distance yourself. Let them stay together and deal with themselves. That is the only remedy. Else, we will continue to have issues and issues and issues upon issues in a country where you have these two religions coexisting. There will always be a problem. Thank you for listening. It is Biafra First. Udo Rono.